welcome back. Today I'm making a pumpkin bread with a maple glaze. I think that this would be a really good dessert to bring on Thanksgiving Day if you don't want to make a pie. It's very easy, it has very minimal ingredients, so let's bake together. Okay, so the first thing you're going to make is the streusel that's going to go on top of the bread. And you need 1/4 a cup of unsalted butter that is melted, 1/2 a cup of all-purpose flour, 1/4 a cup of brown sugar packed, 2 tablespoons of regular sugar, and then you need about 1/2 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. You're just going to mix everything up really good. It's going to turn into a very thick, like crust looking base. After it's set in the fridge, it will get even harder, but don't worry, it's okay. I just used a fork and set it in the fridge the whole time that I started making the bread. Now you're going to mix the dry ingredients for the pumpkin bread in a separate bowl. So that's going to be 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of baking soda, 3/4 teaspoon pumpkin pie spice, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and I think your sugars and all that would be with the wet. Yeah, okay, so that was it for the dry ingredients. You're going to whisk all of that together and then set it aside and start mixing the wet ingredients. Okay, so in this bowl for our wet ingredients, you need 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. I just use avocado oil. I have never had a problem substituting avocado oil with anything that I do, baking, cooking, whatever. So if you don't have that and you have avocado oil, I'm just letting you know you can definitely use it. And of course, then the pumpkin puree goes in, and then after you mix the sugars and the pumpkin and the oil, you're going to do your 2 eggs and your 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract and mix everything up together. To finish off the bread mixture, you're going to do 1/2 of the dry ingredients in with the wet ingredients. Give it a good mix, and once that is smooth, then you're going to add in 1/2 cup of milk. I just had 2% milk and it worked out fine. So smooth all of this out, then you're going to put your milk, mix that, and then you're going to add in the rest of your dry ingredients and mix again until everything is nice and smooth. I wanted to say you can definitely do this with a hand mixer, or if you have a KitchenAid. I don't know, I just felt like doing it myself with a whisk, and it really wasn't that hard. So, but if you have one of those and you want to use them, you definitely can. Now you want to grab a greased 9x5 bread pan and just go ahead and pour your bread mixture right on in there. Be sure to pour it all in and then smooth over the top. go back to the fridge and grab your streusel. It will be kind of a hard like texture now, and you need to kind of poke at it and really break up all of the big chunks because you want it to be really crumbly so you can pour it over the top of the bread easy. That's why I just used a fork. It was just easier to just kind of stab it and break it up like that. And then you want to cover the entire top of the bread. Once you have the bread mixture completely covered with the streusel, you are going to bake this at 325 for 1 hour and 20 minutes. While the bread is in the oven, I'm just cleaning up this little area over here because I'm about to make the maple glaze, which is the easiest thing ever, by the way. All you need for this maple glaze is a half a cup of powdered sugar or confectioner sugar, whatever you want to call it, and a fourth a cup of pure maple syrup, and that's it. Just whisk it together, and that's going to be your glaze. This would really be good on, like when I tried it, I was like, man, this would be really good on like French toast, like to jazz it up, like just if you wanted to do like something different than just pouring syrup. Yeah, it was just really good. After an hour and 20 minutes, here is how the bread looks fresh out of the oven. You're supposed to put the glaze on immediately while the bread is still warm, and this kind of just helps the glaze like really soak into that crumble topping, and it really did, like pretty quickly. I can't imagine any other glaze for this bread. It just worked out perfectly with the flavors. Okay, time to taste test. Oh my goodness, it smells really good. Oof, here's how it looks. Wow. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. That looks really good. I kind of stabbed it a little bit, but the maple glaze like soaks into the crumble. This is the most moist bread like I have ever had. If you wanted to, make the pumpkin bread recipe just alone, you would have the most moist pumpkin bread ever. But I definitely recommend trying this. It is sweet, but it's not overpowering. It's not rich. It's sweet, but it's not rich. That's my thoughts. But it's different, and it would be really perfect for a Thanksgiving dessert. Flavors. That is the best combination ever. You want to try some, Bubba? Yeah. What you think? Is it good? No. Is that good? He's been sick. Make this. I'm serious. I don't say this all the time. This is really good. If you don't want to make a pie or something super elaborate, this really was not that hard. I promise you, if you make this, it is amazing. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you have a great weekend.